can't believe people play with people's intelligence the way they play with people's intelligence and intellect. You know, the way they do today. You know, people are telling lies for a living. You know what I mean? They actually lying to y'all for a living, but...
You know what's to me? There's a who pick who he fight with.
Right.
Like if you see it and you go, oh, I'm not going because this nigga... I think I can take him.
Right.
Think about it. A lot of died because of what? Because they stayed where? In the hood, right?
Yeah.
So when I came out of jail, what did 50 do? Yo, get him an apartment in Battery Park. I ain't sell a record to do nothing yet.
Where's Battery Park at?
That's right there by the Statue of Liberty.
Oh, you was living. 50 laid you out.
He was
I'm coming out the building, he like, yo, I got too much beef cream on these. Move him to Battery Park. He can't go back to his mom's crib. They gonna kill him over there. Straight to Battery Park. Like that. It's a difference, like...
That's love.
Tony Yayo just pulled up and lit a fire under J Prince, exposing what might be the wildest extortion plot hip-hop's ever seen. No cap, it's crazy. J Prince tried to hit 50 Cent with that old school check-in move.
Maybe we need to change the word for the youngsters. The checking in part, you know, they seem to get hung up on that word. Checking in.
Yeah.
So if we could diversify that word and bring it up to a 2021 thing.
Right. What's the word, OG? What's the word?
Maybe we may want to tell them they need to get connected. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe that's the proper word, connected, properly connected.
Yeah.
Or whatnot.
Yeah, they get tripped up on the semantics.
Yeah, they get stuck. I mean, right there, you stuck. So then you stuck on stupid, right? You're stuck on stupid, and you're not using your powers. Access to powers that you have, you're looking at it as a negative versus a positive. You know, we all know if you can tap into good people wherever you go.
Wherever, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a blessing, Rip.
Real talk.
Real talk. Who want to have access to power and not use it?
But 50 wasn't having it. Instead of playing nice, 50 aired the whole thing out, straight up daring J Prince to step to him. What started as quiet tension is now a full-blown war. GUnit's military mindset clashing hard against Houston's silent street power. And trust, before it blew up this big, the beef had been bubbling under the radar for years. But to really understand how this storm kicked off, we gotta rewind the tape a little. J Prince, the mastermind behind Rap-A-Lot Records, ain't just a music boss. He's the street's blueprint for a shot caller. He moves through Houston like a ghost storm, never loud, but always dangerous. Folks don't just respect J Prince out there, they fear him. Not because he's out here bragging, but because his name alone holds heavyweight status. For years, if you were an artist trying to touch down in Houston and didn't check in, you might leave without your chain, or even worse. That's how deep it runs. Now here comes 50 Cent, the one rapper who never played those mob games, not even when he was battling Ja Rule, Irv Gotti, and the whole Murder Inc. crew. 50 made his name standing 10 toes down, no folding, no bowing to nobody. GUnit built their whole empire on that militant hustle, no checking in, no kissing rings, and definitely no paying for fake protection. So when whispers started floating about 50 possibly setting up shop in Houston, man, it already had the streets buzzing, and the stage was set for a turf war that nobody could stop. If 50 Cent pulled up to H-Town without checking in with J Prince, you already know that's a straight-up power clash waiting to explode. And guess what? It did happen. At first, it was like a long-distance Cold War, 50 up in New York playing his usual mastermind trolling games, while J Prince ran Houston like the city's quiet kingpin. They threw slick shots here and there, but stayed out of each other's backyard, until 50 casually dropped a bombshell on Twitter. I love New York, but I live in Houston now, I'll explain later. Boom! Just like that, the streets went crazy. This wasn't about clout chasing either. 50 had real moves lined up. New York's heavy taxes were killing his business, so Houston made perfect sense. Less taxes, more land, and a hip-hop scene that was booming. Branson Cognac needed a southern HQ, and Houston's liquor game was wide open for the taking. 50 wasn't just moving, he had a whole vision. Tap into the culture, stack up entertainment dollars, and build a southern empire with his name on it. But there was one huge problem. He didn't check in first. Jay Prince, he took that personally, no doubt. Word on the street is he felt like 50 was trying to crown himself king without showing proper respect. Allegedly, Jay Prince sent some folks to apply pressure, serious pressure. Some even claim he tried to get 50 to cough up cash for street-level protection.
Oh, it's to me, a nigga who pick who he be fight with. Right. Like if you see it and you go, oh, I'm not going because this. I won't for him, but I think I can take him. Right. You want to fight the you think?
But 50, man, he wasn't going for none of that. 50 told his crew straight up, GUnit rolls with their own security and they ain't about to get extorted in the name of respect. No way. Things heated up quick after that. Word is Jay Prince tried to slap a no-fly zone on 50, basically telling him, you ain't welcome in Houston. Now, let's be real. That kind of power move works on smaller artists. But 50, man, he laughed in the face of it. Instead of backing down, 50 turned Instagram into his own personal comedy show. Memes, shady captions, sneak dices. He clowned the whole situation like it was a Saturday night special. He made it loud and clear he wasn't playing no mob games, and even dared Jay Prince to make a move. But behind the scenes, things were getting messy for real. 50 had been quietly setting up a major play, a $20 million GUnit film and TV studio right in Houston. It would have brought jobs, internships, and major energy to the city's entertainment scene. But out of nowhere, the whole project got yanked and moved to Shreveport, Louisiana.
I got out there, they showed me a lot of love. But Shreveport had the infrastructure already here. Like even the tax incentive was put back.
Well, yeah. And so a lot of people have been talking about, man, he's here only because they gave him a cheap deal or something like that. The reality is there's more to that deal than that. Way more.
They can't see.
Break that down.
I'm spending $20 million this year anyway in the same building that they're saying was the cheap building.
Right.
So find somebody else to spend.
Officially, 50 said it was because the infrastructure was better. But if you were watching close, you already know the truth. The street politics in Houston were getting way too hot, and 50 wasn't about to stick around and dance with snakes. And here's the crazy twist. Even after all the drama, Houston wasn't trying to push him out. In 2022, just a year after 50 first touched down, the city wasn't just tolerating him. They were celebrating him. The mayor of Houston, Sylvester Turner, didn't just show love. He gave 50 Cent a literal key to the city and officially named November 24th 50 Cent Day during the annual Thanksgiving parade. The crowd went wild. Turner bigged 50 up, calling him a philanthropist, an entrepreneur, and shouting out his work with high schoolers through his GUnity program. It felt like the whole city was losing their minds.
Came to the city of Houston, but he didn't just come here to live. He has been helping out on so many causes in this city. And especially, he has been in our high schools, turning our high school students into entrepreneurs with his GUnity program. I've seen him firsthand. This city has been elevated because of his presence. And so today we have the honor of saying to him, he's our 2022 Grand Marshal. Give it up to Curtis 50 Jackson. Woo! Now before I call on him to speak, let me present you first a key to the city of Houston. Anywhere you go, 550 buildings, use the key, the door will swing wide open.
50 was standing tall on that float like he was born and bred in the H. But that wasn't even the half of it. Through his GUnity Foundation, 50 went all in giving back. Turkey drives, toy giveaways, school donations. He was putting real money into real people's hands. He even linked up with the Houston Rockets, Texans, and Astros through his Sire Spirits brand, locking in serious partnerships. In 2023, 50 donated a mind-blowing $850,000 worth of toys to Houston kids. Then in 2024, he came back even harder, helping raise $500,000 for the Houston Children's Charity. The man was stacking up goodwill like trophies. In fact, at one charity event, he auctioned off 2 giant bottles of his Le Chemin du Roi champagne and helped the night rake in a crazy $6 million. Meanwhile, Jay Prince was allegedly watching it all from the sidelines, like a dethroned king seeing someone else wear the crown in broad daylight. The man who once ran Houston streets from the shadows had to watch 50 take the spotlight like it was nothing. That's when Tony Yayo, GUnit's loudest and realest member, popped up on a Vlad TV interview and finally broke down exactly why GUnit never played the check-in game. According to Tony Yayo, GUnit moved militant for a reason, and he had some serious advice for anybody walking in 50's shoes. The whole check-in game, Yayo said it straight. It's just a slick way to line up rappers for extortion. You check in, you pay up, or you roll the dice and risk getting robbed.
We need to change the word for the youngsters. The checking in part, you know, is they seem to get hung up on that word checking in.
Yeah.
So if we could diversify that word and bring it up to a 2021 thing.
Right. What's the word, OG? What's the word?
Maybe we may want to tell them they need to get connected.
J Prince built his whole legend off the idea that he was protecting artists when they touched down in Houston. He crowned himself the king of H-Town and set up this fake-friendly check-in system.
Stuck on stupid, right?
Yeah.
You're stuck on stupid and you're not using your powers or access to powers that you have. You're looking at it as a negative versus a positive. You know, we all know if you can tap into good people wherever you go.
Wherever, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a blessing, really.
Real.
Sounds sweet, right? Until you realize it's just a glorified extortion hustle. The unspoken rules: if you're an artist visiting Houston, you're expected to check in with J Prince's people, show some respect. And by respect, they mean open your pockets. They said it was all about keeping you safe, making sure if your chain disappeared, it came back. But come on, if you don't check in, that's when things start getting ugly real fast. Yayo even brought up Pop Smoke's tragedy as a warning. When artists don't lock down their own security and instead lean on shady street alliances, they turn into walking targets. He made it crystal clear. When you depend on street protection, there's always strings attached. And if something goes sideways, don't expect nobody to come save you. Yayo didn't stop there. He warned that all this mob-tie talk and gangster play acting was just bait for the feds. This ain't the 90s anymore. When you start dealing with mafia-style extortion and setting up artists, you're flirting with serious RICO charges. Plain and simple, Yayo said it loud. GUnit wasn't playing those games. They'd rather stay dangerous, roll with their own people, and owe no favors to street dudes with hidden agendas. And this is where things got real ugly. NBA Youngboy pulled up to Houston on business, no check-in, no tapping in, and just like that, chaos hit. His spot got ran through, chain snatched, cash gone, car keys missing like magic.
Don't turn me down. What you said? Don't turn me down. What you on, folks? Don't turn you down. Yeah, man, what you on, folks? What you mean what I'm on? What you on, man? What the deal? What up? What up? You wanna buy your shit back or what? You ain't get you flunked out ass little nigga. I'm trying to see where you at. You dumb mother. What you got, $20 out of car? Nah, nigga, you know what we got, nigga. Stop that cap. Man. Motherfucker, capping, bro. They gonna believe anything. You want me to start my car? I just took a picture in the same car today with my little boy. You on this.
And guess who suddenly popped up on Instagram? J Prince, acting like some hero, claiming he got all the stolen goods back. But instead of handling it private like a real OG, he made a whole video about it, putting it out for the world to see.
I mean, because the little homie Youngboy place got broke into, people went in his place, disrespected different things, and I got a call about it. And the little homies that went into this place want to make that right, because they understand that, Youngboy family is okay with me. And as you can see, homie, to make a long story short, I got your keys to your Rolls Royce, I got your keys to your McLaren, all that shit that they took. And the homie, Shakur, what you got, homie?
We got your Rolls Royce umbrellas, we got your keys, got a bunch of other shit.
Youngboy wasn't feeling it at all. He clapped back hard, saying if J Prince was really trying to help, he would have called him, not pulled some 60-year-old clout-chasing move on Instagram.
Hey, I don't want no friends, I don't want no new relationships. All that. Hey, I don't respect none of that shit, man. If you got something for me,
Man, they got plenty around me you could call. Man, nigga, it's plenty ways you can get in touch with me. Man, don't get on no internet and do nothing publicly. Don't do nothing dealing with no publicity, none of that pussy and shit. And I'm good on keys, gangster. When you buy shit cash, two keys come with the car anyway. Man, man.
Then Cameron and Mahe jumped in too, dragging J Prince for still acting like he ran the streets. They said real OGs lift people up, not extort them.
You're dealing with older people. They're the last to know that things have changed. We not your little niggas. Like, the way you talking, I don't get what you mean. We're not your little niggas. Like, for real, all that big homie stuff, that's for little niggas. Little niggas have big homies. We're not little niggas, so we don't even respect big homies. I know Killer doesn't, and for me, I never respected niggas in the streets. That's why I always got the problems I got.
And if you still playing mob boss into your 60s, you already lost the game. And then there's the dice games. J Prince's second favorite hobby, right behind intimidation. Those high-stakes dice games are legendary in Houston, but not for anything good. Whispers been flying for years that those games are setups, traps for rappers who don't know better, and the most heartbreaking proof? Takeoff. Everybody remembers how Takeoff lost his life when one of those dice games spiraled into a deadly shootout, but according to the streets, it wasn't just some random beef. Rumors say J Prince was salty that Takeoff and Quavo didn't check in properly. Word is, he allegedly told his crew to teach them a little lesson. It was supposed to be minor and just scare them a little, but it turned into pure tragedy. Takeoff's life was stolen that night, and afterward, J Prince dodged accountability like he was born for it.
Nothing should have happened. What do you say to that?
What I would say to that is, I have a track record, man, and the Prince family have a track record of 30 plus years of, honoring and loving on our guests and being with our guests, and no shit like this never happened. But here's the thing, and this is what people don't understand. We ain't never had nobody to attack us, if you know what I mean. When a man attack a situation with a weapon, then, it become a playing field where, any and everything.
Every time somebody brings it up, J Prince just deflects, mumbles, and tries to brush everything under the rug. At one point, he basically admitted he destroyed evidence.
Mike and Junior was walking by. He actually went in the restroom to wash blood off his hand where he had reached up under Takeoff. He had to pick him up and his fingers went in it. Blood.
Wild, right? And here's the sad part. Takeoff wasn't the only one who paid the price. Remember Duke the jeweler? The man won $100,000 at a dice game, probably thinking it was the best night of his life. But before he could even make it to his car, he got ambushed, robbed, and tragically killed. Another talented black man gone. Over what? Rigged dice games and some crooked fake code of honor? Now when you stack that madness next to what 50 Cent's been doing, building community centers, feeding families, creating jobs, it's not even a debate. One man's out here building a legacy and the other's still trying to keep the streets locked in fear with old school scare tactics. And here's where it gets even crazier. 50's not just trolling for clout anymore. Word is he's out here allegedly collecting receipts, talking to people behind the scenes, stacking up proof that the whole check-in system is a full-blown extortion racket. He's been dropping little hints about the feds sniffing around. And if they get involved, it's game over. 50 doesn't play checkers, he plays chess. He doesn't bluff, and while he's laughing it off with memes now behind the scenes, he's setting up the real end game. Now the streets are buzzing heavy. People are saying it's only a matter of time before the whole check-in hustle blows up in court. Meanwhile, 50's playing it cool, but behind the scenes, he's allegedly linking up with major players, locking down testimonies, and putting together a case that could shake the entire hip-hop underworld. And if J Prince really gets caught in that crossfire, it's lights out for the old way of doing business. People close to the situation say 50's sitting on mountains of screenshots, DMs, and phone records. The kind of stuff you can't explain away with an Instagram post. If the feds get their hands on that, man, it's Rico season for real. And it ain't just about 50 and J Prince anymore. Other rappers, executives, even promoters are starting to whisper. Tired of the pressure, tired of the politics, tired tired of paying to move safely through cities that should belong to everybody. This new era, it's not about bowing to street kings anymore. It's about ownership, business moves, and real power. And if 50 Cent gets his way, he's not just burning down the old system. He's making sure there's nothing left for anybody to rebuild. Playtime is over. 50 might be stacking up a legal case or just saving receipts for the ultimate takedown. One post, one leak, one quiet Fed tip, and J Prince's whole empire could come crashing down. One man might have the streets, but the other's got the whole city in his pocket, and right now only one of them is really winning the war. 50 Cent didn't just move to Houston, he took it over. While J Prince was allegedly busy trying to run artists out of town, 50 pulled up, got handed the key to the city by the mayor, and built programs that actually gave back to the people. And now that whole check-in empire, it's hanging on by a thread. So the real question is, who really runs Houston now? The street boss lurking in the shadows, or the man out in broad daylight with the city's love behind him? Let us know what you think. Is 50 going too far, or is he the hero hip-hop needed to finally expose the dark side of this street politics game? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And trust us, you do not want to miss the next one because it's about to get even messier. See you on the next one.